Petrus Petitus de Amazonibus Dissertatio, Episode 9.
Mihi autem quacumque dicta iam fuerent, facta esse omnia videntur, neque enim nomen taxat eordrum fuisse putandum est, ita enim nullus de his sermo esse patuisset, verdrum ipsa primum opera resque fuerunt, deinde sermo de his haber ricoipet, quacumque autem species et formae tunc factae dicuntur, quae nunc nullae existunt, hae profecto factae non fuerunt. He continues now, quoting from Paulae Fattest. This is actually, as I said before, the translation of Tullius from the 17th century of the mythographer Paulae Fattest from the 5th century BC. But to me, mihi autem, dative of reference, whatever things were said to have happened already, iam fuerent, all of them, omnia, seem videntur, to have taken place, facta esse. For in fact, it is not the name of those things that must be thought, putandum est, to have existed, fuisse. It is not merely the report, the reputation, the title of these things alone, duntaxet, for in that case, enim, in this way, ita, nullus sermo, no report, no conversation, no speech about them could have happened. In other words, the mere report of the existence of something is some small proof of its possible existence. Otherwise, the sermo would never have arisen in the first place. But instead, verum ipsa opera, the actual occurrences, primum, and the subjects, res, were first, primum fuerunt. Then, or next, the report, the sermo, the discussion, the rumor, the story, coipit, began to arise, haberi, concerning them, began to be considered, began to arise. Haberi is a present passive infinitive from the very familiar second conjugation verb, habere. Moreover, autem, howsoever the species and formae, and these are both feminine, plural, and nominative, however was the appearance and the shape at that time that those things are said to have been. So no matter how they are reported to have looked and been shaped at that time, and we're talking about the opera and the race, namely of those things which now do not exist, none of them now exist, nullae existunt, so there are no Amazons now, and whatever things are said about how they looked and appeared to have been at that time, these things, indeed or assuredly, were not done or accomplished. The basic idea then being that anything that is described or talked about in the past, they all existed to some extent, or they seem to have all taken place to some extent, for the nomen of them must not be thought to have happened only, merely the nomen. In that case, nullus sermo could have arisen, esse potuisset, about the events, but the events themselves, ipsa opera, and the objects were first, and then next the sermo began to arise concerning them. This portion is considerably harder. However they looked and appeared, or are said to have looked and appeared at that time, those things that took place then, if they are the kind which do not now exist, those things assuredly were not at the time as they are thought to have been if they no longer exist now. Perhaps he means something like a centaur. There must be a kernel of truth in the story, but because such a thing does not exist now, quae nunc nullae existunt, they didn't exist then in that form.